Welcome. I am Eric with Mother.com, and I greet you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. So with about, let's say 40 minutes or so before the end of the session, end of this options expiration week, this is how your markets are trading. And we can take a look and see that Bitcoin is trading at 40,113. Early in the session was below 40,000, but recovering. All right, let's begin here for this weekend's market analysis video by taking a look at the 2 hourly for the S&P 500, actually the 4 hourly, 4 hourly, and this is the SPX, S&P 500. Now let's begin with where we were early in the week. I sent you a couple of videos. One was here where we could see a potential for a pullback, and then we had another reversal here for another video that I sent midweek. All of those were, we can say in the short term, good enough to give us some pause in chasing the market higher, and hence we got this pullback. Okay, now that's all behind us. Oh, by the way, we can also, as I discussed midweek, there was also another line, which is the RSI topside line. And again, we can see that the market somehow aware of this line, tagged it twice for the intraday highs of this past week. So we can see in the short term for the market, for the S&P 500, if we are going to go higher, we're going to have to move above this line. Otherwise, the more we stay below the blue line, the more this market is going to have to be sideways to down. At some point, should we clear and move above this line, then that would and should generate enough energy for the market to show some recovery attempt. So for now, right now, we can say that this is where we are struggling, the topside line. And in fact, if we take a look at this line again, we can see there was another resistance right there on this 4 hourly chart for the top right there before the current pullback. By the way, for the week, S&P currently down about 1.4%. For the week, the Dow currently down about 1.7% for the week, and the Nasdaq is down currently about 1.5% for the week. Jumping to the daily time frame for the S&P 500, we can see that we never really did get back to the 50-day moving average, the highs of this week, and that 50-day moving average is now sloping downwards, which just means that the market could actually still be experiencing downside pressure. And again, even on this daily chart, we can draw a topside resistance line. And if you are aware of this during the week, you could have seen the potential for reversal. And as mentioned in the video midweek, a reversal back below 50 would suggest and mean a big down day, closing at the lows of the session. And that is exactly how the market decided to respond with these 2 down days here. And it also happened to also correspond with the uniformity resistance line, as I discussed midweek. Take this break, which brings us off the highs of early 2022. Draw that line, and we get a line that is somewhere around there. And we didn't get to that line, but in other words, we never got enough to that line, but that also was another sign of a potential resistance midweek. Now remember, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the fact that we spent some time below RSI 30.9, and generally what that means is that there's a possibility of testing the lows. So in other words, the amount of time we spent here below 30.9 meant that there was a good likelihood of a recovery and another test of the lows, at the very least, maybe before a bounce, and actually could also suggest that we could break these lows. And the way we can tell that is because after this stay below 69, not 69, but below 30.9, we attempted to move above 50 but you can see this is double top rejection at that RSI 50 level. Hence, it suggests that after those two rejection periods, that there was going to be a retest of the recent daily closing low. And we can say even as of Friday, we've already tested that low. Now, going back to that 4-hourly chart, on the 4-hourly, it would not surprise me that this becomes where we find some support in the short term as we begin the new week. This line here could be short-term support. As you can see that this is where we come off the lows here. And we bounced on this line 2 times over the last couple of days.